I welcome this debate, but it's actions that matter, not words. And thinking about this debate today, unless I feel uncomfortable saying the words and members feel uncomfortable hearing the words, we actually won't be telling it like it is. It shouldn't take events on the other side of the world for racism to be a mainstream issue in Scotland or the United Kingdom. George Floyd happened 2 weeks ago. Sheikh Ubayo happened 5 years ago. And we shouldn't think that this is in isolation. There is a global phenomenon where there are politicians who will seek to use nationalism and populism to other minorities in order to gain power, democratic power and economic power. And I also say to people, it's far too easy for us to think that this is about Donald Trump. Racism didn't start with Donald Trump. It won't end with Donald Trump. Trump is a symptom. He is not the cause. And I also say to people of all political parties and every member across this chamber, it's easy to take the knee and tweet and post about Black Lives Matter when it's trending on Twitter. It's easy to say the words when the whole world is talking about the issue, but it's actually what we do that matters. So to every single leader of every single political party, to every leader of every institution and every organisation, thank you for your solidarity. It matters, it's important, but we will fundamentally judge you on the action you take and the decisions you make. Because I know from my own experiences when speaking out, you get accused of playing the race card. The leadership of the Scottish Police Federation accused me of playing the race card. You get told that you're playing a game. People on my own side, and I say own side in inverted commas, briefing journalists saying it's a game, playing a game. People on my own side claiming that it was some kind of master plan. This isn't a game. This is life. And it's life for far too many of our fellow citizens in this country. So I say to every single member of every political party and every colleague in this chamber, if you base your condemnation or you base your solidarity on the politics or the perceived politics of the perpetrator or the victim, then you are part of the problem, not part of the solution. So question yourselves as well as question the wider issue. And I hope this is taken in the spirit that is intended. I welcome the government motion today, but I'm actually disappointed there's not more action in the government motion today, because it's actions that are going to make a difference, not just words. And let me share some examples. Every chief executive of every council and every government department, white. Every director of a department in Scotland, white. Every principal of a college or university in Scotland, white. Every head teacher in Scotland, white. Every chair of a public sector body in Scotland, white. Every High Court judge in Scotland, white. Every prison governor in Scotland, white. Every editor of a news organisation in Scotland, white. Why? Is it because we don't have the talent? Is it because we don't have the ability? Or is it because that the opportunity doesn't exist? Or worse yet, is it because people don't think they're wanted or they're not welcome? That's what we should be fundamentally addressing. And we talk about this Parliament chamber. In the entire history of Scotland, we have only elected 3 BME MPs to Westminster, 2 from one family. In this Parliament in 20 years, we have only ever elected 4 BME representatives, all 4 from Glasgow, all from a Pakistani background, and all Muslim. Not a single from a different gender or a different race. And quite often, to be blunt, it's been despite their political parties, not because of their political parties. So what I'd like to see in the motions from all political parties and the amendments from all political parties is actions. Actions on representation in all the institutions across our country. Action on education so we can teach our true history. Action on rebalancing our employment industry and our labour market. Because there are some things that are bigger than party politics. There are some things that are bigger than the yes or no question, or the leave or remain question, or the Labour versus SNP versus Tory question. And fighting for an equal society in terms of where no one is discriminated against because of their background is one of those fights. Silence is no longer an option. Colleagues, stop picking and choosing. There is no hierarchy of prejudice. And let's have actions, not words.